Welcome to Brian Davis Scuba, and welcome to another episode about my 1976 44-foot 16-ton Coronet motor yacht, Dubai Coronet. We've recently had to do a bit of maintenance. It wasn't scheduled. We'd recently moved marinas. On our first trip out, when we came back into the dock, as we were reversing in, I lost one of the engines. It wouldn't go into forward or reverse gear, and I initially thought it's something to do with the cables. Well, I was wrong. We'd lost one of the couplings connecting the gearbox to the propeller shaft. Wasn't a big disaster, but it was a surprise. So we had to dry dock to get that sorted out. And at the same time, I decided let's do a complete stern gear overhaul, propellers, propeller shaft, new cutlass bearings, the works, and at the same time re-antifoul the boat. So this video takes you through that journey. You'll just see here a clip now of us discovering what the problem was. So we had to dry dock, so we moved up to Jeddah dry dock in Dubai and undocked the boat and got on with the work, as you'll see. So we were in dry dock for just over 8 days, did most of the work ourselves. All the stern gear refurbishment was done by Timebridge Propellers, a British company who've got a branch in Dubai. They did a really good job. They charged a very reasonable price, which you'll know at the end of this video when I go over the costs. But yeah, very happy with it all. Jeddah dry dock, great bunch of people, reasonably priced, very professional. We were in and out in 8 days, 2 days more than I wanted, but I did think it was right to go through the whole stern gear, not just concentrate on fixing the one coupling on the engine. So you'll see all that going on now. It's day one. We're planning to be in dry dock for 7 days, so an early start for us. We're at the dock nice and early, and we were first in. What you can see now is inside the dock, they're just going to tension up the boat so it doesn't move, and they can position the cradles underneath the boat. So as we lift, we sit on the cradle and the lines will slacken off, and then they can continue the lift and we can go in onto the hard. You see in front there the dock master, great guy, really knows his stuff, had it completely under control. He has lots of boats to do every day, so he really likes to keep it all on schedule and runs a very tight ship. So there we are, just waiting to be lifted. You see another boat behind us. They would normally bring another 1 or 2 boats in because it's the big dock, but they're a bit short of cradles, so they'll lift us, undock another boat, have a cradle available, and then bring in the next boat. And we're being lifted now. You'll see very shortly those lines go slack. That means we're sitting on the cradle. Lines can be removed and we can go on to the hard. So there we are, lines are slack, so we can undo them all, and they'll continue the lift. And you can see the rails straight ahead, so we'll go onto those rails, we'll be towed onto those rails. All the lines being drawn in, and the dock master's job is done. There we are, we're going to be towed off, and you see that big carriage in the middle. That's going to transverse the length of the yard, and we will go to a holding area. They will then put another boat in and then come back and move us to our assigned position. It's really nice being up here when all this is going on. It's a bit surreal in many ways because you're up nice and high. You can see everything that's going on in the dock, and it really is a fascinating place. So there we go. You can see there's a boat I guess behind us, that's ready to go in. So that went in, and then they moved us back on, and we're getting the thumbs up. That's where we're going to live for the next week. And you see that big staircase, he actually just pushes that into position using that front end loader. So here we go. Yep, and we're in position, and you can see we've got a bit of growth on. You can also see the shaft slipped when we came up, but no big deal. We didn't leak, so I was happy with that. So we get all this cleaned up today. Day one, we need to get the props off, start getting ready for anti-fouling, and then ready for day two, which is a big day for us. You can see here the anti-fouling was damaged. When we left the old marina, we just had a quick pull to take the growth up, to have the growth washed off, and they damaged the anti-fouling, and they blasted some of it off, and they didn't tell us. They just put the boat back in the water and kept quiet. Not very happy about that, but we'll fix that now. It's not a big deal. There you can see the stern, and there we are. Lots of cleaning to do. We've got to remove a couple of LED lights which have failed, and we'll change out the anode. So got the boys on there, get all that off. Props are coming off, and day one is complete. Day two, big day. We've got to crack on with the anti-fouling. We've got to get these shafts out because they've got to go for machining and balancing, and we've got to get the LED lights done. That'll be pretty quick. But this, getting the couplers out, getting the shaft out, will take a bit of time, and the guys are down in the engine room doing that. And you can see, this is our engine room. And you can see this is our engine room. Fairly clean and tidy, not the best in the world, but not the worst. I mean, it is a 1976 engine room. Then we get on with preparing for the anti-fouling. Lots of sanding today. As you can see, the shafts are being taken out, starboards out, ports out. Once this is all done, then those can go away, because this is the time constraint. It takes several days to get that work done. So we're right on schedule. Quick look around the boat. There's the rudders. And they're going to put some of that's the old shaft seal or bearing. Day three, we start cleaning up the rudders, and we can see some damage at the top, so we made the decision, let's drop the rudders, get those repaired, and put new bearings and seals in. Here you can see we're doing as much work as we can in getting ready for when we put the props back in, so they just go in quickly, because that's all on the last day. So day four, we get the rudders removed and sent for fabrication. We get the anti-fouling done, and we crack on with some repairs on top of the exhaust cowl. We'd had some blistering, so we just wanted to attend to that. So cleaning off with solvent on the anti-fouling. We got the exhaust repairs done pretty quickly, and then we need to overcoat those, of course, and then we crack on with the anti-fouling. So we're really on schedule with all of this. We've got the new lights in, so really pleased that we've not lost any time at all. And the rudders were back the same day, ready to be put back. Really pleased with that. So day five, we crack on getting the rudders installed because they're ready, and that means on the last day we only have to put the propeller shafts back in and put the props on, well, along with the couplers, of course. So here the guys are, they're working on the rudders. Really, really good. Really quick. These guys, I mean, from Time Bridge Propellers, really know what they're doing. You know, they don't mess around. They are quick. And that's the starboard one in. He's just got to tighten that up, connect everything up, and that's a job well done. There we go. I just love watching these guys work. I mean, they're really, really good at what they do. Day 6, we've got to move the blocks because obviously we couldn't anti-foul underneath the blocks. So we jack up the boat, expose that area, and we anti-foul it. There we are, ready for the shafts to go back in. Top coats on the GRP or glass fibre repair. And again, we're still on schedule. Masking tape, I always like watching them. I don't know why, it's just satisfying when you see that nice clean line and the hull looks so nice. We did put a 24 to 12 volt converter in to get a stable power supply for the LED lights to see if that would make them last longer. So hopefully our underwater lights will last a bit longer because we've had quite a few failures. And it's the last day, day 7. Now we get the shafts back in, the props on, all coupled up, and then we are ready to go back in to the water. Everyone has done a fantastic job. Everyone's worked as a great team, and we are ready to go back in tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. There we go, the guys are ready. And that's where we're going. We're going along 2 railways and back into the creek. So hopefully it all goes well. So I hope this is pretty good feed. So you can see the cable there. That's going to pull us along the railway. And then you see at the end we'll transfer onto another railway, and then that will pull us along towards the undocking area, the ship lift, as they say. There we go. So we've got, in case there's any issues, we can get the engine covers up quickly. We've lifted the carpet. It doesn't normally look like this. This is just the sound insulation. And in the back, we've got everything open. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll just check for leaks on the rudder and the prop shafts as we get in the water. Because a leaky boat is not good news. Over the years, we have had a couple of instances. One time we were here and they fitted the props on the wrong way. So we got into the water and forward was reverse and reverse was forward. The contractor that did that for us, Timebridge, we always use Timebridge, was really good about it. Immediately docked the boat again. They paid all the charges, switched the propellers round. The tractor unit's there, and here he'll tow us, and you'll see in the distance the big tractor unit ready to take us. So I guess, yeah, they're going to push that back when we're in position. So there it goes. He's got a load of cradles loaded, so I guess they're going to take that to the end, push those off, and then come back for us. So we're off again. We're sharing with another cradle. It's all right with me. 2's company, 3's a crowd. I guess that cradle's going in to lift a boat after we've dropped, so we'll go down, another boat will come in. You see there, guys are waiting, and there we are, there's the lift. So all ready for us. You can see where we came from and the boat's in the background there. So the guy's getting the other cradle ready. Let's have a look. Yep, you can see there aft lines are on. Right, so let's get back to the dock. We're going down. We'll wait till they tell us to start engines. Have a look at the dock again. There we go. Takes a lot longer when you dock because they've got to get the ropes absolutely right for the blocks. They've got to winch the boat in position so it doesn't sway left to right off the blocks. Lovely, nice to be on the water again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it, we've undocked. I hope you enjoyed that, all the work that we did on the boat, and I know you must be thinking, how much did it cost? Well, for the full 8 days, including all the work, except for the labour that I supplied from my own company, it came to a grand total of $5,070, which, for the amount of work that was done, I don't think was unreasonable. Remember, I'm not expecting to touch the stern gear for at least 5 years. Some would say 10 years, but I won't touch it again unless I hit something or damage it for at least 5 years. So that's pretty good value. The anti-fouling, I'm never expecting to do again because I'm investing in ultrasonic anti-fouling. That video will come up soon once I've installed a couple of test units. So yeah, all in all, not too expensive. It was broken down as follows: $1,900 for the dry dock. That includes pulling out, putting back in, power, water, everything, including the staircase access. So I didn't think that was expensive by any means. For the stern gear refurbishment, and that included removing the rudders, putting new bearings in, removing both prop shafts, replacing all the bearings, balancing or checking the balance of the prop shafts, removing the propellers, cleaning them and balancing them, plus machining new couplers to fit to the gearbox. That came to $2,300, which I think was extremely reasonable. I did spend an extra $270 on having the rudders refurbished. They had shown some signs of corrosion at the top, so I had them taken off, re-welded and cleaned up like new. And finally, the anti-fouling. That cost me $600. That was for 19 litres plus some solvent, and that's actually enough to anti-foul the boat twice. So really it was only $300, but that's what I spent out. So for that amount of money, I'm very, very pleased. It doesn't happen every year. It doesn't happen every couple of years. So yeah, the boat's nice, safe and secure, ready to cruise. I hope you think the price was reasonable as well. Just let me know in the comments below if you think the prices quoted were too high or too low. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.